Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Wow, congratulations to everybody holding their ICP. Very good job. Glad you didn't sell. If you tried to short, I'm so sorry. So we'll talk about if that's even a possible reality here. I get the question often like, hey, when a coin is running, how do you draw out your fib levels? It's pretty straightforward. You basically go to the daily, you take yesterday's candlestick close because today's candlestick hasn't closed yet. We put it to the highest point, which we've done, lowest to the highest, and we effectively reverse the fibs. So we'll take a look at that so we can understand where it's going to go next. 1.618 is a really common area, so 1525 is a likely next target before the price could pull back. It may pull back before then, but just know 1.618, 0.618, 2.618, those numbers hit often in trading. Okay, so again, that's the most common characteristical fib level. Okay. Quick little congratulations here too to our community. Thank you again for the awesome feedback. 131% in 8 days on our original ICP trade we took 8 days ago. And of course, our last trade we took 2 days ago with ICP, 86%. So congrats to my community members for that. Fantastic, fantastic results. And if you're curious about that, be sure to reference cryptocash.tech, link down below. There are limited slots available. Be sure to check that out though soon. Also, if you're new and part of the community, please read through the signals guide so you understand specifically how I structure my trades, how to maximize your benefit, and to ensure that you are taking profit correctly. Okay, that's all highlighted there. So let's look at, well, I guess we can start with the daily. We're already here. And what do we look at first? Right? We look at, well, a few things. To me, I like to ensure the RSI is still trending positively. And this is interesting. The money flow index is still plateauing a little lower. It's going to be higher in smaller time frames, but that kind of tells us with it not going down at this point, it's common for it to go down after such I wouldn't say a massive retracement, but this coin definitely stayed range bound for some time. And now that it's taking off, we can understand and presume that it's going to continue. Okay. Again, this is why you don't short into coins, because it has a tremendous amount of volume and of course money flowing into the coin. And with stochastic RSI, this is half the reason why we took our trade 2 days ago, is to essentially basically catch that little convergence, so to speak. Again, when you see a convergence on a MACD and stochastic RSI concurrently, that's a very, very good sign. Okay, so we're still doing so on both of those, and that's fantastic. So we leave that alone. We do not touch it. We don't necessarily consider a short just yet. There's a lot of reasons why we don't want to short, and I'll explain that, but for the most part at this point, we can understand that we are becoming overextended. And that's a really common characteristic. If you look at ICP's history, though, it has a tendency of hitting 9s and going up. In fact, we looked at this yesterday, it was like 20-some-odd%. Yeah, almost a 30% increase after it hit its 9 on TD sequential, and it ran for, that was about almost a full 24-hour period. So we're at a 9 right now, we're about 12 hours in, perhaps another 6, 12, 16 hours, somewhere in that range as a rough estimate for the price to continue higher. Again, there's no guarantees how much further this can go, but the truth is 0.618 seems like a likely target because that's somewhat of a resistance level, and I would be willing to bet that we're going to see some kind of a pullback at that point. So if I have a profit target, which we do have profit targets on our trade, you'll notice it'll probably be right in the low 15, upper $14 range. Okay, so that's just again some friendly advice, some thought processes there. Outside looking in, it's always good to look for those things. So everything's super strong here. 4-hour time frame pretty much tells us we're plateaued. Stochastic RSI, money flow index, traditional RSI, all in good shape. MACD is converging. There's absolutely zero reason to short this coin. I know what some of people are thinking, oh, I'm going to short the top here and I'm going to be super successful. It's going to come all the way down. I'm going to get a nice 20% return on 100x leverage, and it's going to be 2,000%. Stop thinking that way, okay? Just because Tom, Dick, and Harry online is posting a quick little scalp to the downside doesn't mean you need to do that. It's really not the way to go right now. You're always statistically more likely to, once you establish an uptrend, to have more continuation in that direction than you were to try to short it. Okay, shorting is just it carries a lot more risk inherently, so do not do it specifically at this point. We can also see this, somewhat of an ascending channel here, like a breakout is inevitable at this point, right? Bitcoin had the same exact behavior on larger time frames, albeit, but it did, and those ascending trend lines, they have a tendency of breaking out. Okay, so I think we're going to see 1.618, $15 tested here fairly soon. That seems realistic. If it pulls back, we can look at some other fib levels here. I can draw that out. I'll post that on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. So if you're not familiar, I do post playout charts here. For example, Solana, we need confirmation at 104 or higher. That's where I would want to take entry. I do things like this so you can kind of understand what's going into my mind, kind of summarizing what we're doing here. But I'll put those on the chart there. So last but not least, we'll just quickly double check our CC golden indicator and kind of see if we have any confirmational signs here. We got 3 confirming entry signals here. And if you can kind of see this thing has been killing it. So again, thanks for the awesome feedback. I got some people telling me how fantastic this is. You can, obviously, keep using it. That's all I can say, because it's definitely very helpful. Buy low, sell high. That's kind of the concept here, and it's working out very, very good. So again, that indicator is fantastic in bullish uptrends. You can reverse it to the downside as well, but I wouldn't recommend it. Basically, the bottom line right now is there's no reason to consider shorting. Okay, so again, I know it seems like, oh, it's overextended, it's going to come back down. No, not exactly. Last but not least, quickly look to note here, until we get some intersection here with the lagging span, there's really no reason to consider shorting or closing your position. I would just say stop shorting, period, because we're in a bullish uptrend type of market, and until Bitcoin drops below 40,000, we have no reason to consider shorting. Really, that's kind of the bottom line. All right, folks, I hope this made sense and I described this correctly. Sorry, I went on a few tangents there, but I just like to help people become better traders and just live a better financial life with more financial freedom. So congrats to our community members. We've got a couple members who went full time with us now, and I'm super happy for you. Also note too, make sure if you're in my Discord, just anywhere, you read through our fraud prevention section to ensure you understand how scammers work. They're very crafty. They're going to provide you, with some really too good to be true stuff. And if they're sending stuff like this to you, it's not real. Okay, so please, 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 we do have, unfortunately, a few people here and there that get scammed, and it's just a terrible thing. So shame on you, scammers. I hope you burn in hell, and I hope that everything else works out well. Gosh, where did that come from? All right, anyways, folks, hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. We'll hope you have a good one. Thanks again for your time. Take care.